Do you guys remember that scene from Pirates of the Caribbean where Will and Jack walk along the ocean floor with an upside-down rowboat?
This is either madness or brilliance.
Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii is like if they made an entire game out of that concept. The ocean is this empty, barren slog to traverse through. There is no trickery to be had, no sea shanties, no freedom, no discovering things on your own. By all accounts, by all metrics, it should be the worst pirate game I've ever played. And then Majima pulls out a bazooka. Where did he get a bazooka after just washing up on shore with memory loss like 3 minutes ago? Who knows? What Pirate Yakuza lacks in atmosphere or complexity, it makes up for tenfold in goofy, maniacal bullshit. It might be the only pirate game I've ever played without an open world or a 17th century aesthetic, but it is also the only one where you can stick a plasma cannon to the side of your boat and hit a sick rocket-boosted Tokyo drift into your enemies. Most pirate games have sex workers and like scantily clad women that you can flirt with or use to blend in, but never before have you been able to play darts at a casino to recruit them into your pirate crew. Majima can do this move, you fight a bear, there's an idle performance, but it's not run by Timeless, so I don't care, and you also get to beat up the manager, which is what I wanted to do to the Timeless manager after they cut Nishiyama. Watch this series on Netflix, it's so good. I never realized how much I was missing all these funny antics in my pirate games. Sea of Thieves gives players like a set of tools to make all these funny moments with their friends, and Skull and Bones had really funny marketing and even funnier memes, but nothing ever hit that insane level of Jack Sparrow madness. I've never played a Yakuza game before, but I've always heard about all the crazy randomness in these games, and I've always thought that people were just like cherry picking or exaggerating. As it turns out, none of it was fake. All of it is real. What is happening? These minigames and side quests are stupid and hilarious, and in most games they'd be treated as just distractions. But in Yakuza, going for all the high scores in putt-putt golf is a legitimately viable way to level up your character and unlock new abilities. You might think that this is just Yakuza being stupid. Nope. This is how you unlock one of the best characters in the game. Much like the rest of the game, the combat is pretty simple and straightforward until... what the fuck is happening? Oh, you thought the funny bullshit was just the minigames? That's cute. That's very cute that you thought that. The beat-em-up combat is accessible, but still flashy and satisfying. There's a bunch of basic combos that build up your heat bar and madness meter, which lets you do these really funny heat actions. These are so awesome and hilarious. Yes, I saw Majima do this really early on in the game, and boom, immediately I am hooked. I want to get all of these heat upgrades now. It is kind of like disjointed and sluggish towards the beginning of the game because it's designed around the fact that you will have all these cool moves and abilities, but once you get like midway through chapter 2, you get the hook, and the hook is so awesome because it lets you do this move, and from this point on, you fight a fucking band in this game, Majima gets a violin that summons demon sharks to kill people, and you can buy energy drinks to recover your health, but not gamer subs for some reason. Guys, they are going to let me make a big titty magic bird cup if I sell like a couple hundred more tubs. We need this. The community needs this. Use code Stellar at checkout. Funny BS is such a beautiful motivator in video games. It's basically the entire reason that I even bothered getting all the ship and crew upgrades in the first place. The crew management isn't all that complex. You know, in Sid Meier's Pirates, there was this really neat crew management system where you needed to keep a certain amount of sailors on hand to keep your ships running at full speed. But if you had too many, they'd eat through your food faster, as well as increase the amount of gold needed to keep them from starting a mutiny. How it works in Pirate Yakuza is you meet some dude on the side of the street who tells you to put on this VR headset that looks absolutely nothing like a bomb. This lets you go on a date with your cat. And then later, that guy will join your crew with certain special abilities and stats that you can use for your boarding crew or to help you run your ship. It is an extremely simple, borderline mindless metagame, but it is really funny. So who even cares? Yes! It has boarding. The dumbass rocket speed boost and drifting system seemed like stupid gag mechanics at first, but once I got to the higher level fights, especially in the Pirate Coliseum, I really started to appreciate just how much mobility they provide, as you're expected to constantly bob and weave between cannon fire, mortars, exploding barrels, and charging ships, all while trying to sneak and return fire on the enemy flagships. This is not a boat combat system trying to mimic or outdo any of the other great pirate games. This is a uniquely Yakuza boat fighting system. They actually managed to carve out a little niche for themselves among all these well-respected and polished boat combat systems. Doing all of these funny, insane side missions directly helps you become a stronger pirate in this part of the game, which directly helps you unlock more goofy Majima moves in this part of the game, which helps you unlock more side missions. It forms this really addictive spiral into madness that had me completely hooked for way longer than it should have. Until I had to go back to the main story. Fuck! It's not terrible, but it's without a doubt the weakest aspect of this game. No one on the entire roster has a shred of personality except for Majima, and even if they did, it wouldn't even matter in the first place because you spend 3/4 of the game running around babysitting this dumbass kid, who by the way has the most cookie-cutter, happy-go-lucky, cannot possibly ever be depressed personality on the planet. Your dad is an abusive pirate drunk. Where is your trauma? I had a fucking bad voice crack when I was 14 at a presentation in school, and it gave me so much shame that I had no choice but to become a YouTuber. What is your deal? Majima is a completely untouchable, indestructible god of death sometimes, and a complete pushover wuss at others. 7 seconds ago, count them, 7 seconds ago, I watched you deflect fully automatic SMG fire, and now a 30-foot drop into water. It's where you draw the line? I think probably if I'd actually played the previous Yakuza games before this, it might carry more weight with me, so take my opinion as you will. Luckily, it's pretty easy to mash through all the dialogue and there's no trailing missions or fetch quests, so it's immediately better than the story in all of these games. Ultimately, I think my video from last year still holds up. You know, I mentioned that developers won't make a pirate game because it needs to have better sea shanties, boarding, and vibes than Black Flag, better sailing mechanics and multiplayer than Sea of Thieves, better exploration and progression than Sid Meier's Pirates, and better combat than all of them. But what I failed to realize until now is that we never had a contender for the funniest pirate game. Finally, pirate game fans can rest easy knowing that they can play Pokemon Snap, but instead of Pokemon, it's weird naked men around Hawaii and it's called Sicko Snap. I have got to play the rest of these fucking games, man. Pirate Yakuza doesn't replace any of the top pirate games, but instead carves out a new niche for itself right next to them. If you want the most strategy in a pirate game, you play Sid Meier's Pirates. If you want the best atmosphere, you play Black Flag. If you want the best combat, you play Sea of Thieves. And if you want insane Jack Sparrow bullshit, you play Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. Thank you patrons, especially my $5 patrons, Rainers of Fall, Crybaby, and Duck. $60 is too much, buy it on sale. See ya!